All right, so welcome back. This is for the CCNP series. I think people will appreciate seeing how I use GNS. So we can see, I thought about putting each of these in its own project, but it makes the most sense to put it all in one project because then you can have a template nexus and you can duplicate that. So you can't duplicate it while it's running, but all you have to do is shut it down and then duplicate it, and then you save yourself the step of setting that boot up again. So you save yourself a lot of time if you do it that way. So I think the best way is to put all of my hands-on exercises in one project. And remember, the book has a very clearly written copyright, so I won't be reading word for word from the book like I do for some other ones. And when it comes to doing the hands-on exercises, I'll be doing um, it through my own means, in my own way, using my own home lab here. So um, I've got an OSPF exercise here, a BGP exercise here. So we need two more exercises. We need an exercise um, for bidirectional forwarding detection, and we need an exercise for multicast. So I think people will appreciate seeing how I use GNS3 because definitely a power user of that. I use it extensively for my JNCIE SP exam, so I know the ins and outs of it. I have used Eve as well. I like GNS3 a little bit better. Eve has something where like you have to like remove links. It's like a lot more annoying. So I prefer GNS3 just because I've used it more. When I used Eve, there were some things that I liked better. It was easier to put it online, I think. But yeah, I've had a lot of luck with GNS3, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing here. So yeah, so for bidirectional forwarding detection, um, we've got we're gonna need to do a hands-on exercise for that. So we're going to need to have a um, we're going to enable the BFD feature, and then we do that through applying configuration. So we're going to need to do, basically the same thing we have here. So I'll stop all of the. Well, you know what? I can leave them. Well, you know what? I do have to stop them because I have to duplicate them. So I'm going to stop all the devices, and then I'll duplicate the Nexus template. Okay, and I'll duplicate that 4 times, and it looks like something happened where I also duplicated the square here. So I'll move the square that I duplicated away, and I'll delete it. So one thing you've got to understand about GNS3, which is really annoying, is the way it selects icons. So it leaves things selected twice a lot of the time. So if you were to select this template nexus, you have to be careful to click off in some white space first. Otherwise, you might accidentally be selecting multiple things, and you might accidentally duplicate multiple things as a result. That's one of, I find, the least intuitive things about GNS3 is the way it holds on to multiple things being selected. So you have to be careful to click off in a neutral area like this, and then go and do the operation just to the single thing you want to do it on. Otherwise, you'll and here's the perfect example. So if I duplicate this and then I move it off, and now I come back here. See how they're both selected? See how they're both in dark gray now? So that would perform the operation on both of them, and I would duplicate each of them. So that's not what I'm intending to do. So what you have to do is click off like that. So you unselect this, and now you can just do it one at a time. All right, so we're going to create a BFD style here. So it's going to be like this with router 3 there. All right, so we can duplicate this square here. There we go. Move it down. give it some room for the label. All right, and then we'll label it. We'll label it like this. We'll label it not done, and then one, just my own labeling here, 1 underscore BFD, like that. Okay. Looks good. So then we need the circles again. And I'm not sure if I clicked off, so I'll click off neutral. There we go. Duplicate the circle. And duplicate that one more time. Alright, and now move them all to within the circle. Okay, looks good to me. So now we're going to give them host names. It's going to be similar to here, so it's going to be BFD instead. So we can change the host name. So BFD dash 9000V dash this one we'll call it dash 10. All right, and copy that. Looks good. And then this one, the host name will be dash 11. All right, and then this one, the host name will be dash 1. And this one, dash 15. All right, there we go. So everything looks good there. So next, we need to form the connections. It's going to be a little bit different than some of these other ones. So this one, E1 to 11 to 11. This one will be 2-1. So yeah, so 1 to 2 here. All right, and then this will be 3 to 1. All right, and then this will be based on an OSPF topology. So we need that'll be good because we'll get extra practice with that. So this belongs to area 0. Okay, and then this one belongs to area 5. All right, that looks good. Area 0, area 5. So then everything else looks good. We need a ABR label. And this stands for, now it should say ABR. That I'm curious why it's ABR. It should be a area board. Oh no, it is a area border router is what that stands for. Okay, and then we've got BFD neighbors, and that should be it. That should be it for the labeling. All right, so looks good to me. We've got that. So there's one more I'd like to do, and that is for. So if you look on the public curriculum, and I have it bookmarked here under technical development, S tier certification plan. I should have the. Oh, you know what? I don't have the PDF bookmarked here, but I can get to it pretty easily from this page. If I just click review exam topics and wait for it to take 1,000 years, now I get to here, and it looks like I actually do have this bookmarked. So Not sure why I didn't see that, but anyways, this is the public plan. This is for the specialized exam, the DC Auto. So for the core exam, it's right here. So it has a different, and I'll change the order of that because I'm going to take the core exam first. And now we can see this first part of what's on the exam, applying routing protocols. So we need an exercise for OSPF for BGP, and we need one for now. It's not BFD doesn't seem to be on there, which is interesting. I guess I'll still do the BFD exercise. That's okay. Maybe that's just considered a part of OSPF. And I think it says that it's not. So it says other related topics may also appear on any specific. So BFD could be on the test even though it's not listed here. So I'm going to include a BFD exercise, but also important to include will be PIM, Protocol Independent Multicast. So I'm going to create a topology for that. Okay, so let me see. According to my own, I'll take a look at this. So this is multicast. Okay. So. Alright, so now so this one's going to look quite a bit different. We're going to have 5 devices now, and we're going to have a bit of a different topology. So we'll need to duplicate this template nexus 5 times. So we can do it the computer science way, and now duplicate these, both of these. Okay, and then duplicate just one. Actually, we would have to duplicate. So we need 5 devices, so we'd have to duplicate it one more time. All right, looks good to me. So now we have 1 through 5. So let's do a. So let's get device 1 here. Device 2, let's get over here. Device 3 is here. Device 4 and device 5. All right, so that looks good. Now we don't need a circle here. We might need another square to indicate the OSPF area. So let's do that. And see how one is selected extra that I didn't intend. That's probably the most difficult part of using GNS is it accidentally selects extra devices or extra objects. Okay, but this looks good. This indicates the OSPF area. So now let's make a few notes here. So put this up like that. Let's go ahead and change the host names. So this is PIM, right? So and we can see what it is. So it's PIM. So. Okay, so we're going to call this, just because I'm quirky that way, we're going to call it a special number here. So we're going to call it the number that I wanted, which is now difficult for me to think of. We're going to call it 1_18. 18:PIN, like that. Okay, and now we're going to name these PIM 9000B, and then the number. So. Okay. There we go. All right, so that looks good. Okay, so there we go. Looks good to me. So next is the wiring. So we're gonna go 1 to 2. All right, and then we're gonna go 2 to 2. All right, and then we're gonna go 1 to 1 down here. And then we're gonna go 3 to 1. All right, and similarly 3 to 1. Okay. And then this is OSPF 1, area 0, so we'll make that note. So this is good because it seems to build upon the others. So we might already have the note up here. Nope, don't see it there. Okay, and for some reason my keyboard stopped working. I did a review on keyboards before, and I've generally been pretty happy with this keyboard. Now it does run on a battery, so the problem is probably that it ran out of battery. So that's not that big of a problem. I can just plug it in. But when I say battery, I mean a chargeable lithium battery. My other keyboard, oh my God, sorry. There's a smoker that is ruining everything for me. Anyways, I'm using another keyboard that I can't. Sorry, I have to pause it and complain to my management. I'll be right back. All right, I relatively feel better, although I still smell something very rotten and foul, and I have a little bit of a headache. But anyways, let's continue on with this. If I don't pass out from smoke inhalation. Okay, so OSPF 1, area 0.0.0. And I do have a massive ventilator on, air vent, but it seems to not be enough. It's better than nothing, though. Without it, though, man, you can see the smoke coming in here. Okay, so this is OSPF 1. Then we have a label for the loop that. So we have IGM client group. That's the next label. So it's client IGMP group. All right, can duplicate that. All right, and then they're in different groups. So I'll make 2 separate labels. Can't duplicate it. 239 dot 0.101 and then 200. So I can duplicate it and then edit it. All right, and then okay, so the VLAN, so access VLAN 100 here, and then access VLAN 200. Okay, and then after that, the subnet. So 192.168.100. And you know what? These labels might be a bit better if they were more spaced down like that. So put that down like that. Put this one here, and then put these down over here. I think that's better. Okay, that looks good. So there we go. And then what we got is okay. So so now we'll have the subnets labeled. 92.168.1.100, right? Yeah, .100.1. Slash 24. Okay, and then we got dot 200. So duplicate this. There we go, and then we'll do dot 200. All right, and then we've got a few more labels here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more labels. So the next one is labeling this here, that connection there. So it's 10.10.10.1 slash 30. Okay, and duplicate that to dot 2. All right, and then got dot 5, dot 6 for here, so we can put a dot 5 and dot 6 like that. Okay, and we can make them all because we're also going to have dot 9 and dot 10, right? So this would be dot 6, so the next subnet, so the broadcast would be 7, and then so that's dot 9 and dot 10, yep. All right, so I think that's pretty clear. Yeah, now when I get there, that'll be set up. So I'll make sure to save it. Oh, you know what? It automatically saves. So it's yeah, it looks good. So I hit a Control S. There we go. The Control S was good that I hit that, even though I don't see an option to save here. So yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, we got them all. They're not done yet, so I will need to go in and actually do these exercises very soon. I kind of don't know if I could do it now. I'll save it for the chapter end. You know what? Because that'll be a way to go back and review. So right now, I'm focusing on my reading. So this is how I'll do things. I focus on my reading, and it's kind of cool. I encourage everyone to do it this way. I read on the phone with ChatGPT. You can actually call ChatGPT and talk to it on the phone. So over my Bluetooth headphones, I'm on the phone with ChatGPT, and then we take it section by section, and I read to it, and then it acknowledges that it received what I read. And then it reminds me of some things I've forgotten. Like I forgot what a BSR is. A BSR is a I'm forgetting again, and inhaling secondhand smoke is not helping. It's a oh man, it's automatic detection of the rendezvous point. So, in certain kinds of multicast, less sophisticated kinds, you have to use a rendezvous point, and BSR. So you have to configure all the routers to know where the routing point is, which can be a lot of configuration, prone to errors and an administrative nightmare. So because the point of multicast is you have a lot of different routers there. So to make it easier, you can use a BSR, and you can have the routers automatically know where the rendezvous point is. So the BSR stands for, I just can't remember. So I guess I'll Google it. So it stands for the Bootstrap router. Yeah. So the Bootstrap, it's a standard, and it allows us to dynamically learn the RP address in our multicast network. Oh man, do you ever get that thing where something smells so bad that you can start to taste it? I'm experiencing that now, and there ain't nothing I can do. Oh my god, this is life. One bad apple ruins the whole bunch. All right. Anyways, let's see here. So we're gonna move on. So anyways, I was just explaining how I intend to study. I intend to read to ChatGPT, get reminded about things like the Bootstrap router for multicast, PIM, where you and then the final step in the plan is to do GNS3 exercises. I can do it all like that. And have the exercises organized in a way that makes sense to me, because remember we're not violating any copyrights or anything like that. So yeah, go in and do the exercises. I can also fill in, as part of a review, I can quote specific parts of the book. I'm not necessarily going to do that now. What I'm going to do is show a worksheet that came with it. So as a part of the review of the book, I will do that. So I'm going to go to my CCNP data center folder, and then I'm going to click on it so that I get into it, and then I'm going to click on Study Planner. So this is something I'm reviewing, and I'm showing specific things of that as part of my review. And you can see we've got the introduction, we've got to read your study plan, we've got to read foundation topics, and then we've got reading the key topics. So we can take a practice test in study mode. This is interesting. I don't understand how this is organized. So this is the chapter, right? So I definitely finished all the way up through repeat. Do I know this already? Questions using the book or PTP. Repeat all memory tables in this question. Oh, you know what? So this is like extra stuff. So like yeah, we've got a practice test, we got a reading, and we've got a review. Oh, I see. So this is for reading, completing the whole chapter. So I guess I'll just put a date here when I'm finished with this whole thing, and then we'll try to finish these extra exercises. So reviewing key topics using the book or companion website, defining key terms using the book or companion website, repeating the do I know this already questions, making sure you know more than you did before using the book or P2P exam engine, and then complete all memory tables in this chapter using the companion website. So I think how I'm going to tackle the do I know this already questions is I'm just going to do them one time after I've read everything, because it doesn't really matter. Like the purpose of this section is to determine if you can skip reading the chapter. And I don't want to do that. You know, I want to read everything thoroughly. I just don't have enough of faith in my past studying, especially without the advantage of ChatGPT in the past. So I feel like that's how I'm going to do that. So yeah, this is part of my review, quoting this specific material that came with the book. And then these are my own hands-on exercises in my private lab using my private images. So that's my study plan, and then I'll be using ChatGPT extensively. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.